Hello, I'm Tom Lodziak. Today I have another training video for you. This is a video of me being coached by Ferenc Horace, who is helping me to develop my attacking game. I have a habit of pushing and blocking a bit too much, and Ferenc is helping me to become much more confident in my attacking strokes. But I would like your feedback too. In the first video I got lots of comments, lots of useful feedback about ways you thought that I could improve, and I'd like you to do the same again. So please do post comments on this video and let me know how you think I can improve, and I'll read all of the comments, and that helps me enormously. The other purpose for this video is to share ideas for your training sessions. So Ferenc gets me to do a few different drills, and if you like the look of them, then that's something that you can add into your training sessions too. I also have a chapter about training in this wonderful book I've written called Spin, Tips and Tactics to Win at Table Tennis. So if you want even more training tips, then hey, why not buy this book?
Did you mention the book?
Yeah, it's a pretty seamless promotion. I don't think that they noticed. Okay, let's have a look at the training session. This video is brought to you in partnership with the fantastic Brybar Table Tennis. Brybar sell a wide range of bats, balls, nets, robots and tables from the leading table tennis brands. So we start with forehand from the forehand, forehand from the middle, forehand from the backhand, forehand from the middle, forehand from the forehand, and then 2 backhand shots. So I'm playing 5 forehand shots from different positions of the table, then 2 backhand shots, all to Ferenc's backhand. Now I received lots of comments from my first training video saying when I'm playing I'm too upright, too stiff, not using my body rotation to be able to generate speed and spin. I think that's all very, very valid criticism. Now as we look at this footage, I mean, to be honest, I'm not sure there's all that much improvement. I think, it's still wooden, still stiff, still not being able to rotate my body too much, too upright. Maybe there's a tiny bit of improvement, maybe, but I've got a lot of improvement still to go. Just changing the exercise here slightly, starting off with a backspin serve, so I'm looping the first ball and then going back to the forehand from the different positions, and I complete the exercise 2 times, and on the final backhand I can then play that ball down the line, and then the rally is free. So there's that backhand, final backhand, rally is free. Ooh, I win that point. So during this exercise, I'm really trying to keep myself lower, and when I'm playing I actually think I'm quite low, but when you see the footage back, you can see I'm still fairly upright. Oh, I missed the ball completely there. So using my legs, using my core better, it's something I'm just going to have to keep working on, and hopefully over time I'll just gradually get a little bit better. I'd be interested to know your thoughts to see if you can see any improvement. I mean, I think the most impressive thing is how I managed to avoid all of the balls on the floor and not tread on any of them. And I think that's that's more of an impressive skill. Okay, one final example. Let's have a look. Again, a little bit wooden, but accuracy not too bad. Down the line, yay! I win a point there at the end. This next exercise it's a horrible one. Ferenc is using long pimples on his backhand side, and he's blocking my attacks, which means when the ball comes over to me, it's coming over with either some float or sometimes with some light backspin, but the ball it slows down and it kind of dips at the end of the table, which really messes with my timing. But what Ferenc is getting me to do is to try to attack every ball and resist the temptation to push. Normally, I'd probably push one and then try to attack the next one, but Ferenc is getting me to try to attack every ball. But the trouble I'm having here is, again, with the feet. My feet are so stuck on the ground, and as this ball is slowing down as it's getting to me and dipping. I'm finding it difficult to get into the right position. I find myself reaching forwards for the ball rather than getting my feet into a better position. The other thing Ferenc get me to focus on when I'm doing this drill is to vary how I'm attacking. So sometimes it might be doing some slower, spinnier shots, other times some faster, more direct shots. And the whole idea here is that, you know, when you're attacking, if you can vary how you attack, sometimes slower and spinnier, sometimes faster, then it makes it much harder for the other player to keep returning your attacks. Okay, one final one, again just trying to vary things a little bit. Nice shot there at the end. Next exercise, I do a short or half long backspin serve. Ferenc pushes and I open up with a loop down the line, and then the rally is free. And the idea about this exercise is for me to practice my opening loops but playing them down the line. Okay, I think too often I do my opening loops cross court. So if I can surprise my opponent by doing my opening loops down the line, then I can get hopefully a more passive response from my opponent, which allows me to dominate the rally. But initially, as we were doing this exercise, I was having great trouble with my backhand loops down the line. As you can see, I keep missing, which is very frustrating. And if we slow it down here, you can see that my wrist very, very tight. It's kind of locked up, so I'm struggling to use any decent wrist when I'm doing this backhand loop, and I'm snatching at it and I'm just not getting the spin I want. So Ferenc got me just to try and relax the wrist a little bit more, play a smoother shot rather than sort of jerking at the ball, and that seemed to help me a lot, just trying to loosen the grip, relax, and then I was able to start brushing the ball better, as you can see from these examples. And if we look at my forehand loop opening down the line, now forehand loop, no problems with getting the ball on the table, but what I was finding, what we can see here, is a lot of my forehand loops are just dropping really quite short on the table. They're only landing in the middle of the table, and that's allowing Ferenc to be the more aggressive player. I got a bit lucky with that one. Let's look again, middle of the table. So it's not strong enough. I'm not putting Ferenc under enough pressure. Once again, another short one. So this is something I'm going to have to work on much more, trying to get my loops deeper on the table. Let's slow this one down. This one was a better one. It's worth looking at this one. Serve, I got this one much deeper on the table, push Ferenc back a little bit, I'm in control of the rally, then I mess it up. But okay, you know, I got the type of ball I wanted. The other thing Ferenc was getting me to think about as we got into the open part of the rally is where I was putting the ball, trying to vary my placement, aiming for the corners or aiming for the crossover, making it difficult for Ferenc to return the ball. And when you vary the placement, it's much harder for your opponent to return the ball. And I'm doing a much better job here and winning points because, you know, I'm placing the ball better, being more unpredictable of where I put the ball, and that's making it harder for Ferenc. Oops, he nearly fell over there. Okay, let's look at a couple more examples. That's a nice wide backhand, and then one more forehand loop down the line. Oof, pretty good rally, that one. Well done me. Next exercise, I do long serves. Ferenc attacks my serves and I have to try and resist the temptation to block and instead try to keep being offensive. And as we can see to begin with, I'm not doing too well, blocking far too many balls and not being positive at all. So this is a issue with my game where it's far too easy for me to become passive and to block too often. But as this exercise continues, I think I get a little bit better at being more positive. I'm still blocking sometimes, but trying to turn the rally around and to attack when I have the chance. But Ferenc was trying to get me, just not to block at all. So even from the third ball to be more offensive like that, and I win the point. So this is something which I have to kind of be a bit more brave with. I need to take that risk, put in a long fast serve, and then be prepared to attack the third ball and not block. And it works. You can see I'm starting to win some of these points. So another good exercise for me to do this one. Go on, Tom. Go on, Tom. Oh, you Wally. The final exercise I want to show you here is something a little bit fun, a little bit different, but it does serve a useful coaching purpose. Now, what we're doing here as we're playing out these rallies, me and Ferenc, we're both switching hands with every shot. So we have to switch from our left hand to our right hand, to our left hand to our right hand. And this is really tricky to do. And the purpose of this exercise is to make sure that we're keeping a loose grip when we play. We're nice and relaxed. If we grip the bat too tightly, then it's really hard to change hands and to adjust our fingers to get into the right position. So it's just a little fun exercise to do, something where we're just working on this looser grip. One thing which I found a little bit difficult was I kept forgetting to change hands, which meant that I kept losing the rally. So I'd use my right hand for 2 shots in a row. So that wasn't that good. So, coaching doesn't always need to be serious, and this was great fun to do. And I think we got a little bit better as we practiced it a bit more. This is probably the best rally that we did. Come on. Oh, I missed it with my right hand as well. What a Wally. Okay, so thanks again for watching this video. Please do leave comments. I read all the comments and I find all your feedback really useful. I'll have plenty more videos coming soon, a couple of competitions coming up, and I will see you all soon. Cheerio. Bye bye.